Everybody's been saying that you're up to no good.
Hello and welcome to Toy Organization and Rotation System Setup video part 2. I have two very small kids, a boy and a girl, and in the last video we divided all of their toys into 5 different rotation boxes. And I will show you how I organized those toys later in this video, but mainly today we will be organizing all of the puzzles, extra toys and extra books. We will be fitting them into those rotation boxes, and anything that doesn't fit we will find a solution for. I'll show you where I decided to put all of the boxes and bins and more of the extra stuff just like that coming up in this video. So this is how we left the room in part 1. It was full of toys and we cleaned it up, and I'll show you what it used to look like before we even started, just so you have an idea. So we cleaned all of this mess in part 1 video, and you can watch the whole part 1 video if you're interested. After you're done with this one, I'll make sure I'll link it in the description below and at the very end of this video on the screen for you. And as of right now, we're going to start reorganizing all of the puzzles. So we used to have all of the toys all over the house, in the garage and everywhere you can imagine. And about a month ago I had had enough of this and I put them all into one room and called it a playroom / my daughter's bedroom. Also that time I organized all of the toys and all of the puzzles, but that part didn't last very long because I guess I did not have a system going on. Which is why in part 1 of this video I started setting up the 5 rotation boxes, and in this video today we will be organizing all the rest and doing the final touches, getting all the puzzles all together and putting them into the rotation boxes. I will also be setting up another rotation box, number 6, but we will get to that later in this video. This organizer on the door was so disorganized that I just had to dump everything on the floor and just go through all the stuff once and for all. About 80% of the stuff did not belong in that organizer, which is great because now we have an almost empty organizer and a lot of space for just extra stuff. Whenever I organize anything, I always try to leave some extra space that is completely empty because there are always things coming into the house. It seems like we never plan for those things to come and we never really have any space available for them, but I have trained my brain to think that there is nothing wrong with having empty space. So in my opinion, it's a good thing to have an empty shelf here and there because there are always things coming into the house and I shouldn't have the urge to just fill any emptiness with stuff. Also, my name is Jenia, I come from the country of Russia, and I've been married to my American husband for over 3 years now, and we have 2 kids together. My daughter Anya is 2 years old and my son Max is 11 months old. I also have a beautiful cat and her name is Katya. I love making videos about cleaning, real-life organizing, and occasional makeover, and if you enjoy that kind of stuff, I hope you consider subscribing to this new channel of mine. I was a little surprised at how many puzzles I was able to put back together without any parts missing or just a couple of parts missing. When it came to missing parts, if it was missing, let's say about 25%, I was gonna throw that puzzle away or store some of them, like puzzle boards for example, in my garage for a DIY project. So my plan for the puzzles was to divide them all into parts and put hopefully an equal amount into each rotation box. As I was going through the puzzles, I found a couple that did not belong to either one of my children's age group. And my solution was going to depend on how much of an age gap there was. For example, we are going to end up with 6 rotation boxes, and hopefully I will be giving one out to them every week, maybe 4 days, depending on how interested they are, how it goes, and how quickly they lose interest. But roughly considering that I was going to go through all of the rotation boxes within about a month and a half, and there would be a puzzle or a toy that my son is going to be interested in, as per Google, in about 2 months, I was going to just put that puzzle into the very last box that they're going to get next. And if he's still not interested at that time, maybe I would just switch it to the box that he was gonna get in about a month from then. And when it comes to puzzles that we have still, let's say, about 6 months or a year to go till they're interested, I was gonna store them on top of my shelf in the living room. And speaking of those puzzles, here they are. Those are puzzles that were given to us for Christmas that my kids are not quite grown into. And there is a couple more that my daughter already gone through, but my son is not quite interested in yet. I'm gonna store on top of that shelf. I also wanted to mention that I just received my last order of Lovevery, and it's the last because I canceled it for the reason that I think I cannot quite afford it, but I think that they are so great. I thought I had canceled it and wasn't supposed to get this box, but I did, and as soon as I look at it, I'm just thinking, maybe I made a mistake. One of the reasons for my cancellation was that I thought that maybe half of those toys I can make DIY, but then as soon as I look at them, I don't think so. There are so many ways to look at it, but I also like that they don't clutter you with toys. They only send you quite a few that your kids are interested in this age in their life. Speaking of, I showed this one to my daughter, and I don't think she is getting the point of it quite yet, but I know that she will within the next 3 months, so I am going to put it into one of the boxes she is getting soon, and I'm gonna keep doing that until she is finally interested in it. Let me know in the comments if you think I'm making a mistake by canceling Lovevery, and if you use them as well. I'm sure if you do, you love them, but either way, I'd love to know your opinion.
Hold up just a minute. Been looking for some help just to find myself. Yeah. Been losing my focus like 1,000 times before. Can't take this anymore. 'Cause I've been looking for something to change.
To organize my puzzles, I normally use plastic bags any type and some clips. Although I don't like using these particular clips because of my little son, that he can chew on them, and I don't think it's quite as safe as the other ones that I like making DIY. As I cut them off the hangers, they're still a little bit sharp, so I like to soften them up with a lighter.
And if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all been a waste of time. It's all been a waste of time. How could somebody be with someone else if you can't be by yourself? Yeah. I got my problems. Lately I've been fading out, holding out, waiting just for somebody to love and to surround me and to handle my emotion. I was out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time.
Unfortunately, I didn't have the luxury of doing all of this by myself. It's actually quite hard when your kids are involved in you organizing their toys. But we are getting through with the process, and the next is I'm going to separate all of the extra books into 5 different piles and see if they possibly will fit into the boxes.
Out waiting for something, and if I close my eyes, it's all been a waste of time. I was out driving every mile, and now if I rewind, it's all been a waste of time.
I'm also gonna donate a couple of books, and then I'm gonna put puzzles on top of them to get them ready to go into the boxes.
It's all been a waste of time. You waste my time. It's all been a waste of time.
About to leave, already packing.
So I tried to give her different types of puzzles in each box, not just one type of puzzle all in one box. I thought that would be better. For example, this little square puzzles with the bear and the turtle, they are her favorite kind, so I decided to include about 2 in each box because I just had enough for that, and so on. I also understand that she grew out of a lot of those puzzles, but I'm gonna eliminate them from the box as soon as I see her not playing with them and not interested in them. I just decided to start from scratch and see how she reacts to every single toy that she gets in each rotation. If she's not interested in seeing a toy or a puzzle right away after not seeing it for a long time, that's a good indication she's probably done with it if she used to play with it already, and I'm going to either donate it or put it away for when my son is old enough for the puzzle. Now that all the books and puzzles are separated into categories, I'm gonna take them into my son's room where all the boxes are for the moment.
Not looking back, eyes on the freeway, Bonnie and Clyde, a classic cliche, we're on the run, this is what we waited for. Take my hand, we'll make.
I swear, stacking all of those boxes on top of each other and then spreading them on the floor and then stacking them on top of each other again, it felt like I did it about 100 times while organizing those boxes. Anyway, I was having a bit of a trouble having enough space in each box to put the puzzles in, so I decided to add another box, which is going to be number 6, and I was going to take a couple of each type of toys out of each box and just put them into that 6th box. But anyway, when it came to organizing the rotation boxes, I tried to put into each box toys in the following order: a couple of soft toys for each kid, a few books, then some extra toys. I just tried to spread them out in the boxes, leaving some space for the puzzles to come. And then I topped them up with what I call special toys. And what I mean by that is, for example, musical instruments or doctor stuff would be, for example, special toy for this particular box. So I tried to find 5 of those type of toys to put 1 in each box. So again, I ended up having, like I said, musical instruments, doctor toys, dollhouse toys, cleaning supplies, and a bunch of little animals and people. As for the 6th box, I was going to pick something out of the Love Every shipment that I just received. And of course, I'm going to keep track of everything that I have in the box in my notebook. That's the way I prefer to do it because I always look into it, and there's also an option to just stick the piece of paper on the box directly and number all the boxes. Going back into the room, I was trying to pick everything up that they were playing with at the moment, put it into a box and give them their first new rotation box. When it comes to presenting it to them, I'm just gonna give it to them this time, but for the future, I was thinking there's a couple of ideas, especially some of them I got from you in the comments again. So one of them is that if the kids are old enough to put away their toys for the night, they can cover them with a blanket like they're going to sleep, and then at nighttime you switch the boxes, and in the morning they will wake up to new toys under the same blanket. I think that was a very sweet and cute idea. But what I'm doing for the moment is just putting it into that pink toy box that they have in the room, and that's just working for me for right now.
It isn't hard to tell what you were thinking, babe. Your thoughts are only getting louder.
In part 1 of this video, I just vacuumed this room and my vacuum died on me halfway, but my point is that half of the room was already clean and still I managed to get this much dirt. I don't know where it comes from, but I love this vacuum. Here's a bit of an after shot for you of how the room looks organized, and now I'm going to bring out the new toy rotation box, the first one for them. I'll definitely keep updating you in my videos how this rotation system is going, how I like it, what I'm going to change, and so on. If you have any suggestions, questions, or advice, don't hesitate to leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe if you like videos like this.
Can't be over, over.
As I was saying earlier, I love leaving empty space, so now this whole organizer is pretty much empty. As far as the basket on top of it, I'm always keeping that basket there for the stuff that needs to come out of her room instead of just throwing it somewhere. I love keeping miscellaneous baskets everywhere. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I find it really helpful for me. And now back in my son's room, trying to organize the rest of the boxes before putting them away into their permanent space, which will be my closet. And that part is coming up in just a minute, right after I'm done with a couple of extra things that I really did not want to forget, and I'll show you what I mean. When it comes to how often I'm gonna be rotating the boxes, I think I'm gonna start with a 4 to 5 day period for now, because I don't know how it's gonna go, plus I don't think they have that many toys in each box. My goal is to soon update to bigger boxes and also rotate them once a week. Once I know that they have enough toys and the right toys in each box to keep them happy for a week. Some of my boxes look a bit strange because I used to use them for my hydroponic plants. Okay, so this is my 2-year-old's arts and crafts in this box. That's all she really needs and uses, and I'm just gonna tidy it up a little bit and then put it on top shelf of her closet. The coloring books I'm gonna put on top of the box until I get a little bin for them from the dollar store. I know exactly which one I want, and I finally learned my lesson of not buying organizers before I'm actually ready for them. And finally, I'm gonna tidy up the rest of the books in her closet, the ones that she cannot read by herself, so I'm gonna put them on a level that's reachable for her, but my 1-year-old cannot get them. This box is for extra small items that I find all over the house, like missing puzzle parts and stuff like that. I also went through the bath toys and threw away anything that doesn't look good anymore. And now we're ready for the closet. We're now in my closet and all the boxes are on top of each other. That's not the end result. I'm planning to put them on top of those shelves where all the mess is for right now. The closet is in absolutely terrible shape, but the point is I have been wasting all of that space up there with clothes that I think I'll wear one day. So I have put the boxes up there instead, and closet organization is gonna be for another video. I'll organize all of my clothes and find some space for a couple of more extra boxes, but you get the idea of how I want things done. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus that black container with blocks on top. I'm not sure what to do with it. They don't seem to be playing with any blocks. And there's a 6th container on the floor covered up so that my daughter doesn't see it, hopefully. This extra box is for stuff that needs to be going into one of the rotation boxes, but I haven't decided which one, or I need to spread them all out, but I don't have the time right now, or they have a new toy and I need to again decide which box is gonna go to. So a miscellaneous box. Again, a little clip of my daughter reading the books on her own. Just this alone was worth the whole rotation system setup, because when that bookshelf had books falling out of it, she wasn't interested in looking at any of them. This is it for this video. Don't forget to see the part 1 of this room organization, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.
There's no going back, no going back. There's no going back to your old life. Not living in the past, we're over that. I'm feeling it tonight, riding on the dizzying high.